In the year 2092, something unthinkable happens in one of the most developed countries in the world. Canada becomes the first nation to legally control who is allowed to give birth, based not on wealth, not on genetics, but on where you live. They call it the Geo-Locked Reproduction Law, or GLRL, and it's changing the future of human life. This law assigns birth eligibility based on climate-safe zones. The country is now divided into color-coded reproductive sectors. Blue zones allow full parental rights. Green zones allow birth with regulation. Red zones are restricted, births are banned. If you're in the wrong zone, you can't have a child. It doesn't matter if you're rich, healthy, or in love. If your home lies within a red zone, you're denied parenthood. The law was introduced to address two of the most pressing problems of the 21st century: climate displacement and urban overpopulation. Rising sea levels had already submerged parts of the coasts. Forest fires had permanently scarred Alberta, and birth rates in high-emission areas were linked to future instability. So the government's solution: regulate who gets to give life and where. Officially, the system is managed by AI-driven population software. Every citizen is assigned a repro ID linked to their address. Before trying to conceive, couples must scan their IDs. If they live in a red zone, the system denies clearance. Medical clinics enforce it, schools enforce it, even apartment lease forms check it. And for those who break the law, punishment is harsh. You don't go to prison, your child is not taken, but your entire identity is erased from national benefits. No health insurance, no education, no citizenship upgrades, you're simply forgotten. In the rural areas, things are worse. Many communities don't even know which zone they're in. Maps change every 6 months based on climate data. A blue zone in April might become a red zone by November. Indigenous communities were among the first to protest. They argued that the law violated ancestral land rights. How can a government decide that a sacred riverbed is now unfit for birth? But the AI didn't care. The zone turned red, and birth permits were revoked. In 2089, a major incident shocked the entire country. A young couple in British Columbia, living in a red zone, had a child in secret. Their baby was delivered by a private midwife, off-grid. But when the government found out, their home was blacklisted, their digital IDs were wiped, and the child was banned from entering any blue school for life. The government, however, stood firm. "This is not about control," said a spokesperson. "This is about survival." And there's some truth to that. Canada's resource systems were crumbling by 2080. Clean water rationing had begun in 8 provinces. The energy grid was stretched to capacity. The GLRL was designed to prevent collapse, not oppression. But critics ask, who decides which lives are worth living? And if reproduction becomes a privilege based on geography, what's next? A mind score? An emotional test? An income level? Canada once prided itself on freedom and equality. But in 2092, it's drawing invisible lines between human lives and telling millions, you were born in the wrong place, so you can't create life. A new generation is rising. Quietly, they're moving into rural safe zones, building birth communities hidden in forests and abandoned school zones. Their motto? We will give life where life wants to grow. And the world is watching. As other nations prepare their own versions of the GLRL, from Japan to Chile, the question gets louder. What happens when the right to give life becomes a function of geography?